ambitions is a rider.
Hey, breakfast bar.
Welcome back to the Guillotine Geeks podcast. Today we're joined by the KnuckleManiac. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome, brother. Hopefully you're okay with me eating my fig Newtons while we're talking.
Oh, hey, fire away, bro. Fire away. We'll jump straight into it. Darren Till's fight there. He's been talking a lot about you. He fought Aaron Chalmers. What did you think of the fight? What did you think of his call out? And what do you think the plan is with Till?
Absolute pest of a man. Punch drunk mongoloid. Darren Till is Darren Till. You know, Darren Till had a lot of hype going in the UFC. And I was a big fan of Darren Till when he entered the UFC. Then he got a little cocky for me. And he ended up not doing so well. And then he joined BKFC and immediately said he was going to wipe out the division. Well, that's my division. So that means he's going to wipe me out. So anytime anybody threatens me, I just meet them on the front door. Just go right to their house. You know, fair play to you. So that's what I did. I sent a video to Darren Till right away of Jorge Masvidal knocking him out. And I said, if you think Jorge Masvidal hits hard, wait till you find out about Vidal, KnuckleManiac. And I don't think you like that very much. So here we are.
What did you think of his fight at the weekend?
I bet $200 on Chalmers because if I would have won, I would have won $1,750. And I thought Chalmers was going to win by a left hook. Chalmers dropped him. Till got up. Round ended. New round began. Chalmers came out as a shorter guy. Right hand and froze. Until went, you never freeze. You can't freeze in there. You're going to get hit. So Chalmers gave him a knockout punch. It wasn't like Till was jabbing him, and making him freeze. It was a mental error on Chalmers' part. He froze, and when he froze against a southpaw, you're going to get hit with a cross. So Till's quick. Till's got a really good left hand, but you need more than that to beat the KnuckleManiac.
There's other people calling for your head. Lorenzo Hunt, obviously massive name in BKFC.
He's not calling for my head. Lorenzo Hunt is going to Italy to get a payday and another fake belt because he's going over there to fight somebody that's not even ranked in the 205-pound division. So he's not calling for me. If he was calling for me, he would have already fought me because I've been calling him for over a year now.
And so do you think the Till fight happens over the Hunt fight then?
I don't know and I don't care. Either one of them, they're going to get knocked out. They fight me, they fight the KnuckleManiac, they're getting knocked out. And I don't need to go in there and I don't need to be desperate and look for a knockout. I'm going to put numbers on your face. I'm going to put numbers on your body. You're not going to like them. At some point, you're going to decide when you get knocked out. Period.
Now, are we gonna see a three count again in your next fight, or are you thinking of a stunner, a swanton bomb? What's the next one?
Tune in.
Sounds good. And you've started the KWO. You had obviously your first member join today. What is the KWO? First time we've seen something like this in combat sports. What's it do? What's it mean? Who's the leader? What way is it going to work out?
The KnuckleManiac is the leader of the KWO. The KWO is the Knuck World Order. The Knuck World Order is this. Everybody wants to see certain fights. The real diehard bare knuckle fans want to see certain fights. And there's plenty of people out there that are not fans of bare knuckle yet. And it's our job, the KWO's job, to make them fans by expanding into every country to the best fighters and getting every country, every state in America, every best fighter in the KWO, get these guys paid for selling merchandise, get them paid in the proper fights, but most importantly, fighting the best, fight the best. That's what the KWO is about. It's about the best, fighting the best, and it's about the good fight. And so there's a lot more that KWO is about, but I'm not at liberty to speak about it yet. The KWO is here. The KWO takeover is now. And what you gonna do, brother, when the KWO runs bare through you? Sean the Butcher Weir is the first inductee to the KWO, the first Scotsman in the KWO. And I'm making an entire line of merchandise for him: t-shirts, hats, hoodies, mugs, beer mugs, whatever you think about, flags. There's going to be KWO, Sean the Butcher Weir flags, merchandise out for sale really soon. Right now, we have his t-shirts out. We're going to have everything else within the next day or two.
And can we get another sneak peek now? Have you anybody else in mind for joining the KWO?
KWO, I inducted Ryan Ryu Peterson. He's 3-2 in the BKFC. He had 2 losses, which they weren't really losses. They were stopped early. In my opinion, he would be 5-0 if those fights continued. With that said, he's a great fighter from California, Ryan Ryu Peterson, and he's a 55er, 65er. With that said, I got a really good one for you.
Go on.
Actually, let me pull it up here.
King Kai Stewart.
King Kai Stewart, the 45-pound champ. He's part of the KWO now, brother. Ooh, yeah.
Wow. That's a big announcement. That's a big hit.
Yep, you're the first person to know. I'm about to announce it today.
And are we going to see a KWO takeover on one show, or is it going to be, is are all going to be fighting on different shows? What way is it going to hit?
You're going to see KWO shirts on every single show. I'm going to reach out to every single co-main and main event. If you're co-main or main event and I like you, I'm going to give you an offer where you get to be on the KWO clothing line. You get to get paid 50% of the profits, and then you could donate whatever that money to any proceeds, any charity you want to donate it to, or you could pocket the money, do whatever you want to do with it. I'm here to help people make money. I'm here to help people become known. I'm here to help people enjoy their life.
I don't know. And outside the ring too, you have another job too, hypnosis. Now that's something that's new to me. I've never really heard of that besides in the movies. How the fuck does that work, lad? That you've really piqued my interest with that. I'm really curious to hear you talk about that.
Put your fingers together like this.
Right?
Okay. Wiggle your fingers. Okay. Now take a deep breath in. Just to where you just can't see your fingers, right where you almost cannot see your fingers. Okay. And then bring them back. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Now take your thumb on your right hand and put it on your nose. This. And wiggle your fingers. Gotcha, fucker. I hypnotized
you. And you're also working out in Cali. You've obviously coached Tyler in your corner. How's that going for you? How's that working?
Tyler Smith is my main coach, and then the coach of Classic Fight Team is Tyler Wombles. Both Tylers, those guys are best friends. They've been friends since they were young, and like people don't know this, but I started training him, but I train Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling.
You started out in MMA. You fought in Bellator.
Yeah, but now I'm training heavily in Muay Thai again and Jiu-Jitsu. Interestingly enough, when I start kicking, my punches, I have better punch selection. I have better punch volume. I become more comfortable with my hands when I start kicking. So because I know that, I'm like, okay. And it does help with defense, because if you can block knees, kicks, elbows as good as I can, it's way easier to block punches. Gloves or not, it's way easier. It's really training my mind to move quicker. And then jujitsu, jujitsu is helping with the body control for the Greco-Roman. Jiu-jitsu and wrestling helps out with the body control and the Greco-Roman wrestling aspect of it, and bare knuckle. So what I like about guys like me and King Kai is we have that wrestling background. King Kai, he's very in and out, in and out, in and out, side to side, side to side, side to side, right?
Yeah.
And like I like to fight like that too, but I'm a heavier guy. I've got old knee injuries, and I learned to really take my time and win the game of inches. So you see a lot of these fighters, they make big moves, like real big moves, and that's how you get killed against a guy like me. So Kai Stewart, the KnuckleManiac, we're like the new breed of bare knuckle fighters. We're not just boxers, we're not just wrestlers. We know how to punch, we know how to kick, we know how to wrestle. Of course, we can't use kicks and elbows and bare knuckle, but the footwork that we have, the in and out footwork, the switch stepping, cross stepping, it's very, very dynamic. And by the time your opponent starts to learn what you're doing, there's no gloves on, and so those punches add up. So by the time a guy learns, like, okay, he's doing this or that, your face is already busted up, you're already bleeding, you're already probably concussed. You know what I mean? Like, you're already looking for a way out. And so that's the beauty about bare knuckle fighting. It's so similar to real fighting, to where it's like in sport fighting, like MMA, you have 5 5-minute rounds or 3 5-minute rounds. You have a lot of time to discover somebody. You have gloves on, there's less damage. With the gloves off, 2-minute rounds, you don't have a lot of time to learn about somebody in there. So knowing yourself, knowing how to get in and out without getting hurt, knowing how to bully people around the ring, move them around the ring, overpower them, knowing how to counterpunch, like, you need to be good at all of that. You need to have a good wrestling base and a good boxing base in BKFC. A good boxer is going to get beat in BKFC. A good wrestler is going to get beat in BKFC. A good boxer who can also wrestle is going to do really well in BKFC.
And going off that point about the tie, there was talks a while back. I don't know if it actually went through or not. McGregor, Dave Heltman, they were in talks with an American fighter who's over in Cambodia doing lightweight. There was talks of a lightweight league being added on to the BKFC. Would you have any interest in that or anything like that?
I'd be the left-weight champion and the BKFC champion really quickly because my headbutts are devastating. I love headbutts. I don't
So
know if you
that's
noticed, but I headbutt people's fists when they're punching me.
yeah, I've seen that a few times, and only person I've ever seen before that who did that was Diaz.
Yeah, but they were using gloves.
Yeah.
Who did you see me headbutt their fists?
Not last fight, but the fight before that you did it.
David Simpson.
Yeah.
Third round. Third round, I gathered myself because I couldn't see out of my left eye. My right hip and my right knee were like really compromised. They were really stiff. And I noticed, okay, like normally I'm the inside fighter. Normally I'm the inside fighter, but he's not much taller than me. And what happened was I was forcing my weight on the inside. And then coming to the third round, I realized that's not working. Fight long. And I can fight
Mm.
long. And then when I started fighting long, I won. And part of fighting long was before that, I was doing the high guard and he was jabbing and crossing and I was headbutt. And I noticed he was doing this. And when he did that, that's when I pulled back here. I was like, okay, his hands are hurt. He's not gonna be able to block, he's not gonna be able to jab and cross. Now it's time to box him. And that's when I boxed him.
And what's been your favorite fight in BKFC so far?
My Well, I'll talk about my last three fights.
Mm.
My fight against Maurice Horn in Philadelphia was when I was using a lot of movement. I was using a lot of Tyson hooking and rolling. I was using a lot of like I would say like Lomachenko sidestepping. Like, I don't know if you remember, I was on the inside and I went like uppercut hook and I rolled underneath and went hook again, and then I switch step like this, and I went bing, 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 like Roy Jones Jr. type style. Roy Jones Jr. always did like the triple hook, bop, 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 or a quadruple hook, bop, 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 bop. So like doing that and the switch stepping with Lomachenko, I was very impressed with myself in that fight. The first drop, I jabbed at him and he slipped, but then I framed and I pivoted and went boom. So like I framed, right hand, rolled under, paused, looked up, rolled back this way, hook, knocked him down. Right. Then he gets
Yeah.
up. Then I hit him with an Ivan. He starts running away. Then I hit him with an uppercut and he falls. He gets up again. He waves me on, and then I went in. I went in with a jab, and he went here. He slipped, and I went hook, uppercut, hook, straight right, knocked him out. So in that fight, I was able to show my inside fighting game. I was able to show my power shots from mid range, my close range shots. But then I was able to show my boxing too. Like I landed a 7-punch combination, tap 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 tap, like 7-punch combination.
Hmm.
You know, not many people land a 7-punch combination finish. And
Yeah.
if they do, it's like wild. But mine was like real nice, like boom, 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 boom.
Would you say that's your cleanest, your most technical performance? Would
I
you say?
think that was my most dynamic performance. So that was my most dynamic performance. My best fight, if you think about fighting a struggle, was against David Simpson. That's like the best BKFC fight of all time. I went to the 5th round and then scored a knockout in the 5th round. It's very rare to see someone score a knockout in the 4th or 5th round in BKFC because both guys are typically tired by then and so beat. But knowing I did that with one eye, one leg, and I was beat up and losing every round, that's very interesting,
And
right?
that fight had gone the distance and had it been ruled a draw for example's sake, like I don't think it was going to be ruled a draw, but if it was, do you like that concept of the fact that there's no draws in BKFC, that there's the extra round? Or
Well, I had a fight where it was a draw, but I clearly won. The opponent was on the camera. Brandon Connolly was on camera, and he said, "You got me, you got me." It was on national TV. I have the videos.
Hmm.
We were 2-2 going in the 5th round. Brandon Connolly and I were. But he also got a point deducted.
Right.
And he was, I like Brandon a lot, but he wasn't not intelligently defending himself. So there
Hmm.
was many times in the fight where that fight could have been stopped to a TKO because he was bending over, touching the ground. If you bend over
Yeah,
and touch the ground, that's a
it's
knockdown.
count. Yeah,
Count.
yeah,
Um, so in that 5th round, I blitzed him. I hit him with a 19-punch combination or something crazy like that. And then I pushed him down. It wasn't ruled a knockdown. And then the fight ended with me hitting him with him throwing a right hand and me hitting with a straight right. And I was shaking hands. But that should have went to a 6th round.
yeah. Because you've seen it obviously with like the likes of Rico versus Jimmy Sweeney. You've seen it with Perry, and I think it was MVP that he went to the 6th round with. It's kind of confusing that didn't go that way. Do you know why that is? Or
I don't know. We were co-main event at that fight. It was in Philadelphia. There's no reason to me why that shouldn't have been an immediate 6th round. I mean, without disrespecting anybody in the BKFC, I know for a fact that they were favoring him to win. They wanted him to win. They wanted to blow him up as the next big thing at 185, and I shut that down. So maybe that's why they didn't want to see the 6th round because they didn't want to see him get knocked out. Look at the 5th round; he was almost knocked out.
yeah, it's confusing setup sometimes.
Hey
But
man, it's promoting.
yeah, that's all the time we have now. If you want to promote anything of your own, your Instagram handles, anything like that, fire away. If you want to give
Um,
them one last Irish accent too, you can fire away with that too. You've been ripping me before you got on the calls.
why do I get all my love out there to Ireland right now? Irish power. And yeah, just thank you to BKFC. Thank you to Classic Fight Team, Tyler Wombles, Tyler Smith. Thank you to you for doing this. Thank you for your podcast. Name your podcast one more time. It's the
Guillotine Geeks.
Guillotine Geeks, perfect. Guillotine Geeks, thank you so much for having me. If there's anybody out there that wants KWO merchandise, if you're watching this and you're interested in supporting the KWO, DM me at the KnuckleManiac on Instagram. If you are interested in hypnotherapy, it's vidalhypnosis.com, VIDAL hypnosis.com. Other than that, I'm gunning for Juggernaut and Till. So with that said, yeah, I think the fight's gonna happen in September. And yeah, I want Till or Hunt, either or. But I'll fight them both in one night. Put it this way, I've been terrorizing these guys for months. I have them in a DM, all of them. I have Dave Feldman, the owner, with Mike Perry, Darren Till, and Juggernaut Hunt all in one DM, and I'm challenging every one of them. I'm saying, let's do a 4-man tournament in one night. Let's do 1-minute rounds. Let's do like 3 1-minute rounds or something like that, or 1 1-minute round. Let's do a tournament.
Take my money if that happens. That'd be fucking amazing.
For the BKFC 185-pound belt and for the King of Violence belt. But it's crickets. Nobody's talking to me. Nobody's responding back. Till said, oh, I'll fight you. It's okay. Well, then let's do it. You know what I mean? Then let's do it. Like, these guys think because, like, Juggernaut Hunt thinks because he runs through all these people that it's going to happen to me. Not a fucking chance. Till, because he fought in the UFC and because he just knocked out Chalmers, I'm sure he's very excited right now, but I'll give Till his credit. Till knows that he wants to go slow in this because if he goes too fast and gets knocked out by a guy like me, that's going to be his career. So he probably wants to get 2 or 3 wins before he fights Juggernaut. I'm right there. I'm technically 6-0. Fuck a stoppage to a cut where I was winning. Fuck that fake draw. I'm 6-0. Period. And so I have every right to fight and win that championship.
Oh, 100%. And that 4-man tournament, the pay-per-views on that alone would be unreal. I'd fucking take my money on that. That'd be amazing to watch.
If I gotta get you mad to fight me, hallelujah. I'll fucking come piss on your fucking doorstep. I'll draw my fucking name with my piss on your doorstep if that's what I gotta do to get you to fight me. But promise you this, don't matter how mad you are, it doesn't matter. I'm still knocking you the fuck out, and it doesn't matter who the fuck you are.
I think that's the perfect way to end it, mate. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you coming on, and can't wait to see what's next.
Thanks, brother.
Ambitions is a rider.
Breakfast bar.